think one of the biggest misunderstandings people have about love is believing that it's something you find. As if one day you'll turn the corner, meet the right person, and suddenly everything will make sense. And I don't think that's wrong. Wanting love is natural. Wanting companionship is natural. But I don't think that's the full picture. Because you cannot know what you're looking for if you don't understand what it means to love and to be loved in the first place. And perhaps more importantly, you have to become someone capable of giving and receiving love. As the saying goes, love exists in the details. Love isn't what the movies tell us it is. It isn't grand gestures. It isn't constantly proving to the world that nothing matters more than your partner. It isn't leaving someone because you found your soulmate. Love is a quiet Sunday morning, sipping coffee with a person that brings you profound peace. Love is knowing that if life falls apart, you can call them and they'll answer. Love is reliability. Love is trust. Love is simple. It was never meant to be complicated. And I think when we're young, we misunderstand that. Maybe Disney taught us that love means overcoming impossible obstacles. That love is intensity. That love is passion. That if you just check enough boxes, you'll arrive at this permanent state called being in love. But our lives aren't hour-long episodes. They're detailed biographies that we write one day at a time. And perhaps love was never meant to be the climax. Maybe it's chapter 17, then chapter 18, then chapter 19. Not something you complete, something you practice. And I think that's why people confuse attraction with love, or excitement with love, or butterflies with love. Because temporary emotions are easier to understand. They're dramatic. They're obvious. But love doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes love arrives quietly. And I think people ask the wrong question. They ask, how do I know I found the right person? And the honest answer is, you don't. At least not immediately. But with time, you become more confident. Not because you were convinced, but because you've experienced value. A good salesman can convince you that you need something, but a satisfied customer knows they found value in the product. And perhaps that's how love works. Not certainty, confidence earned over time. Not because everything is perfect, but because over the years, you discover that life is simply better with this person in it. You become more peaceful, more understood, more grateful, more yourself. And perhaps that's why I believe love isn't found in the temporary. Because temporary things come and go. Butterflies come and go. Excitement comes and goes. Youth comes and goes. Beauty comes and goes. But love is eternal. Not because people live forever, but because love itself outlives moments. It outlives moods. It outlives arguments. It outlives seasons. And maybe that's why old couples holding hands move us so deeply. Not because they've managed to preserve excitement, but because they've built something that survived time. And time reveals truth. So before asking yourself, who should love me? Perhaps ask something more important. Am I becoming someone capable of loving and being loved? Because maybe love isn't something you stumble upon. Maybe it isn't something you chase. Maybe love is something you practice, one day at a time, one detail at a time. And perhaps that's why love isn't complicated, because we've just complicated it. Because love isn't found in the temporary. Love is eternal. Until next time, take care.